Hello, I'm Nat and I'm joined by Yas. We're from CourseCreation.com and today we're going to talk about the top 5 things every course creator should know before launching their online business. These are the things that we wish we did before we started our business a year ago, and we've learned a lot in this past year after having launched 4 courses ourselves. So listen in so that you can avoid making some of the same mistakes we did and save time, money, and have a successful course launch.
And before we get right into it, if you're excited about this video, make sure that you hit the like button and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever we have a new video up. If you think that anybody else can benefit from this valuable information that we're just about to share, make sure that you share the link with them too. We feel that what we're about to share is going to help so many people. So without further ado, let's dive in.
These are the things that we were kind of like aware of before we got started, but we didn't take seriously. And you don't take them seriously until you actually experience them. So if you can use this framework for yourself going forward, it will save you so much time, money, heartache. I wish that we were more serious about following this framework when we got started.
Let's go with number 1. Now, I know we heard this time and time again from so many of the experts that we spoke to. Do not make a digital product until you first validate it. So let's talk a little bit more about what that actually means and how you can validate your course.
You can do a post on Facebook to like one of those course creation groups and ask 5 people to participate in your product for free. Just because 5 people went through your product or course and gave you feedback doesn't mean that those 5 people would actually buy that product if they saw an ad for it or they saw it somewhere out in the digital universe. Validating means that not only is your product something that somebody wants, but your marketing around that product is in synergy and it's speaking directly to your buyer, okay? Now, everybody talks about like, okay, well, who do you want to work with? Like, who do you want to wake up in the morning and work with? And while I would love to create products for people that I want to work with all day long, if what I'm saying isn't hitting home with them, it's not a validated product.
Okay, so the cheapest and fastest way that you can validate your product is by putting up a sales page. And once you have your sales page ready, the best way to actually get it in front of a lot of eyes is to have Facebook ads running to it. And that way you can see how your landing page, how your sales copy, how everything that you're offering is resonating with your target audience.
We're not talking about go and spend $1,000 to see if your product is validated. We're talking about like put up a landing page, maybe have like a $30 budget every single day for a week, which I know can add up, but it's still cheaper in the long run if you think about how much your time costs in relation to what you're going to spend to validate this product. And here's how you know that this is a great product and you can actually, go down that route is if you have around a 5% conversion rate, okay? Anything below that, you're not doing well. Anything above that, this is a good product. Even if you didn't make any sales yet, you can still tweak some of the copy, so on and so forth, and adjust it and go down that road. You validated it, okay? Put up a sales page, run cheap ads to it. If you've got like a 5% conversion rate after a week, so make sure it's running for a week, you're on the right track, okay? If it's not hitting those markers, go back and iterate.
Our second tip, choosing the best tools for your business is going to be important. Let's talk about how you can make a decision about which platform is good for you and what you should be investing in.
Don't make a long-term investment on a platform, even if it's snazzy, even if it sounds good, even if it's going to hit every single thing that you need. Don't make a long-term investment. It's so much more worth it for you to have a month's time of experience with a certain platform before you commit. And we are speaking from experience, okay? We went ahead and invested in Kajabi for the full year. And I'm not here to knock Kajabi. Kajabi is an amazing platform, okay? But there were certain things that, we were missing in an all-in-one platform when we came to Kajabi, that we kind of wish that we went ahead and chose different automation tools and just paired it together. Again, not suggesting that that's what you do, but what we are suggesting is that don't make a long-term commitment based off of something that seems shiny and like it's going to solve all your problems, because you're not going to know what your problems are until you're in them.
And guess what? There are free trials to these platforms. So you can try it for as long as you can, usually 7 days, 14 days, maybe 30 days, and figure out if it's the right tool for you. And a quick tip, set a notification in your calendar of when your trial is going to end so that you can make sure that you can opt out and not be charged for something that you're not going to use. Tip number 3. All right. So there's an opinion out there, and everybody does it their own way, and to each their own, because everybody needs to figure out their own style. But one thing that we found out was that long form copy on sales pages is not necessarily the holy grail for sales. Sometimes a lot of copy can hurt you. So let's talk about why that is.
Yeah, and I love this because it's really an unpopular opinion with most digital product experts out there. They're all about the long form sales pages. What's the best part of most of the funnel platforms out there is that you can split test different pages. So we would encourage you to create a long form sales page and then another sales page that is short form. And test them against each other. If you're selling a low priced product and you've got a long form sales page, what does that tell you about buying psychology? It's like, are you trying too hard? I get it. If you're selling like a $2,000 product and you've got a long form sales page, you better have that. You're selling a high price ticket item and you're trying to convince somebody of buying that. But when you've got a low ticket item, a no-brainer, there's a reason why it's a low ticket item. There's a reason why you have priced it, under $97, is because it's easier to say yes.
You only have 3 seconds to grab your buyer's attention. So your headlines, your copy is really, really important. And really, it doesn't matter if you have a long form or short form sales page. You just need to make sure that it is speaking to them directly. All right, now moving on to number 4, there are 2 ways that you can drum up sales: through organic marketing or through advertising. Now, here's what you need to know if you're going the advertising route.
Yes, and I just want to mention the organic marketing thing, we're still figuring it out ourselves, which is why we chose paid advertising as the way to start making money fast. So if you do want the shortcut like we did, here's something that you need to know that's important. Be prepared to spend at least $1,000 to know if that product is going to give you a return on investment. And when I say $1,000, I mean $1,000 on ads. Facebook ads is really what I'm talking about, although you could be driving ads from anywhere else. But be prepared to spend $1,000, get all that data. If there's a high conversion rate, iterate, because you have something there. It's just not converting yet. But if it's not good data, if you don't have a high conversion rate, then, perhaps it's something to consider. But if you haven't spent $1,000 yet, don't be quick to abandon ship.
And I also want to point out, if you are doing organic marketing, which I think it's very, very important to be visible, whether you are marketing through social, if you have a podcast, if you have a YouTube channel, always have to think of your bottom line at the end of the day. When you are creating content, what kind of call to action are you also injecting into your content so that people will be driven to your sales page or the course you're offering or your service or your product? So you want to give lots of value. You want to be visible. You want to show up and shine as the best self that you can shine as when you show up, but also be extremely intentional with your content so that you can make money at the end of the day and drive to your bottom line.
That is another mistake that we made, when we started our podcast last year, because we didn't have a strong call to action in our podcast. And not only did we not have a strong call to action, but we didn't have an opt-in. A call to action could be like this, subscribe, hit me up here, follow me there. That's a call to action, but it doesn't get people to give you their email and get on your newsletter. So if you want to say subscribe or like or do whatever, great. But then also say, hey guys, we have this quiz, the Are You Ready to Launch quiz. Check it out. It's going to be in the description below. See if you're ready to launch. And then you get their email, right? So figure out what that is for you. Have your call to action and your opt-in. And I'm done my rant about that.
Perfect. All right. Now moving on to number 5. This is the juicy stuff. Let's talk about pricing and pricing psychology.
All types of offers have like buckets that they fall into. What we refer to as a low ticket item is something underneath $97. Now that number is debatable. I've heard experts say it could be anything under $297, but I would say safely under $97. And why do we call it low ticket? It's low ticket because a person is more likely to say yes because of the low price. So anything under $97. That type of product usually has, a downloadable, a few videos. It's like a mini course, okay? And then when we move on to our next bucket, it's anything underneath $497. And that usually is sort of a longer course. It's self-paced. It might have some sort of like community aspect to it, like maybe a private Facebook page. And then we move on to our third and largest bucket. And that is basically anything from like the $1,000 mark to the $5,000 mark and above. And that usually includes, a self-paced course, then actual one-on-one coaching. It could be anything like a mastermind or like actually coaching somebody one-on-one. So the reason I had to spell out these buckets is because when you are in that validation stage and you are testing your product out, it's important to understand which bucket you fit into, and then also understand where you are in whatever bucket you are, right? So when you are in that validation stage and you've had 5, 10, 20, 30 people test out your product, do not be shy in asking them what they would pay for it. The reason we're talking about this is because it's so important. People don't do this. They put an arbitrary number on their product and then they like fluctuate. They'll like start at like $297, then they'll go down to $197 and they're at $97. And when I say people, I mean we did that. So don't do that. Like actually take the time in your validation stage to ask people what they would pay for it. All right. So if you are somebody who's thinking about launching a digital course or an online product and you're not sure if you're ready to launch, we do have the Are You Ready to Launch on our website. It's a quiz. It's super fun. Check it out. We will have that link in the description below.
All right, and that's a wrap on the top 5 things that we feel every course creator and digital product creator should know about. If you like this video, make sure that you hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and make sure that you hit the bell notification so that you are notified every time we release a new video. And also, if you feel that anyone else can benefit from this information that we shared today, be sure to share the link with them. We feel like we can help a lot of people by sharing the wealth.
And we love hearing from you. So make sure to comment below or DM us or send us an email at hello@CourseCreation.com. All right, we'll see you on the next one.